Hello everyone, my name is
Anna,
Julia,
Linda,
Marieva,
Madalena,
Lazar.
and we are DYouth.
Are you high? Are you low? Hang on there, you aren't alone. Here we come, here we go, the youth around the globe.
DYouth welcomes you to the new episode of the Diabetes Daily podcast. Enjoy! Welcome. Please tell me something about yourself.
Hello, my name is Catarina. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Portugal. I have type 1 diabetes for 10 years now. My treatment is a pump, and I'm in my first degree in food engineer.
How was your diagnosis? How do you feel about it now, and how far did this change?
My diagnosis was really like a roller coaster. The day started good, and in the end ended good, started good, and in the middle was bad. Because my mom has diabetes, so she was the one who made me see what was happening with me. She see my glycemia, and was really high for someone who didn't have breakfast or anything. So I went to school and everything, and my mom come to school saying that we need to go to Lisbon, because at the time we weren't living in Lisbon. So was like, okay, I understand, I have something. And so I started to run literally in school, and everyone was chasing me, my teachers, my friends, and everything. Was kind of fun at the time. I think it was kind of fun, but well, it wasn't at the same time. And so I came to Lisbon. I came to APDP because my mom was there already. Well, I was diagnosed, and was like, at this time I started to cry and everything. But at the end of the day, I just want to give insulin to myself and everything. About how I feel it now, I feel it pretty good now. My diabetes is just part of me, and I accept it really good. I'm actually happy about having it, because made me the person who I am today. I think that if I don't have diabetes, I wouldn't be so responsible or focused, organized. I'm still not organized. I'm still a mess, but at the same time, in my room, if you enter, everything it's a mess. But the things of diabetes, it's always organized and everything. And I think that's a really good thing that happens to me. And if I didn't have diabetes, I didn't have like a lot of friends. One of my best friends I just know him because of diabetes. So how can I feel sad about something that brought me so many things that are good to my life? So
What scared you the most at first with your diabetes?
maybe the EPO. My father had diabetes, and my mom always told me that his HIPOs was really bad. Like they need to call to 911 to receive treatment and everything. So that was the first thing that scares me the most when I start to have mine, because the EPOs that my mom has, they are not so strong like my father's, and mine are like not my father's. Of course, I can control myself. I don't need to go to the hospital or anything, but they are a little bit more stronger than the what I feel. It's a little bit stronger than what my mom feels. So that was this kind of thing that scares me the most, because I start to shaking a lot, start to confusing everything what's around me, conversations with no sense at all. But right now, I think that doesn't scare me anymore. I start to be like more relaxing, because I have a lot of anxiety, but now I think that doesn't scare me anymore.
What barriers do you feel diabetes has created in your life?
I don't think that I have barriers with diabetes. I think that I always had like things that happened that there was like a shock. I started to feel that when I start to having night outs, or when we start to grow up. I mean, I have my diabetes with 11 years old. I didn't go anywhere. But when I started like 17, 18, I started to go out with my friends, and I was the only one, about the girlfriends, of course, there that have a bag with it. My friends always that have like wallets or her phones in the pockets, and we're okay. Me, I need to have a bag with food, with everything, with pen, with, I mean, so many things. And I didn't like it at the time. And I think, I mean, I don't think that was a barrier, but I think it's kind of like make me a little bit uncomfortable. But right now it's not anymore. And I think it's kind of funny because now I mean, sometimes I think that I need to go with the trolleys because everyone wants to put something there. So now it's funny.
Do you have a moment or history of your diabetes that you would like to share?
I think that, I mean, I have a lot of moments about diabetes, but one that marks me a lot was when I was in my 11th grade, because I was in a school that everyone knew me, since I was there since my 8th grade, so everyone knew me in that school, and everyone knew that I have diabetes. So I have this teacher, really stupid, that I came to her because I was like low blood sugar, and I just came to her and say, I mean, I can do my presentation right now because I'm really bad. I can't barely talk. I'm all shaking and everything. And she said, oh, okay, I understand. Just treat yourself and you're going to be okay. And you can do the presentation in the end of the class. And I said, okay, thank you. And everything was fine. When we, this was outside the class, when we enter, she came to me and she said, okay, let's go and do your presentation. And I explained again, teacher, I just talked to you that I can't right now because I'm shaking. I'm still shaking. I'm not good. I'm confusing everything. And she starts like to me, are you shaking? Why? Do you fear your colleagues? They are not going to do anything. You can do your presentation and everything. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I just explained to you because of my diabetes, I need to be still right now. I can do anything. I can barely talk. So why are you doing this and everything? And I just start crying. I have a friend of mine who defended me when I was crying over, because I couldn't believe that that was happening to me. It was a teacher that knew me for so long, and suddenly she just came with that stupid conversation to me. And of course I wasn't in my good place at all, because I mean, when we have EPOs, we are not okay. And so I think that's like the story that I always like to talk, because I think that it's important to people understand that we really need to explain exactly what diabetes is, because even though we are okay with this disease, and sometimes it's good to feel understood at the same time. And that teacher makes me feel like she wasn't understand me at all, and kind of feels like really bad feeling that way. So I think that's my story.
What is it like to have a mother who also has type 1 diabetes?
It's easy because it helped me a lot when I was diagnosed. It helped me a lot. Of course, I already knew some stuff about this disease, so it was pretty okay to have to like, okay, I can go with the flow, because if my mom has it since her 15 years old, who am I? I mean, at the time she didn't have the things that we have today. So if my mom could, I can too. So I think that helped me a lot. And it's really funny because we do like in the dinner, we see who has the better blood sugar. I mean, I won. So it's really cool about it. We always like to have these kind of situations. My mom always tried to make me understand that diabetes wasn't a barrier at all. So when I was diagnosed, that helped me a lot. And I think that I am today with diabetes this way, like super relaxing, talking about it and everything because of her, because she always showed me that even though she have diabetes, she have a normal life. She go out with her friends, have her life, works and everything. So I think it helped me a lot, and I mean it's the best.
What was your personal power secret to keep on and fight?
I don't think I have a secret power. I just think that I mean it's like I was saying, I go with the flow. Sometimes, of course, everything just put me in angry. With sometimes it's because the pump is not working well or something. It's my blood sugar is super high or super low, and I don't know what to do with that. I just want to throw my pump away, of course. But I think that's my secret power is just to remember that okay, yeah, sometimes it's not easy, but there are people that are worse than me, and that's like my secret power at all. I think it's always thinking that okay, there are people that are worse than me, that are in the hospital, they can't leave their own bed alone, they can have like independency and anything, and I can have all of that. So I mean, I think that it would be selfish of me, like being angry or being like, oh, I have diabetes. Like, okay, there are people who can stand alone because they need help, and I'm here claiming about this. Jesus Christ, please. So I really don't. I think that's my secret power. It's to think, okay, there are people worse than you, so stop being such a so stupid about it, and just go with it and try to understand why it's happening this to you and solve it, because you can solve it. I mean, there are people who can solve anything. There are so many things that people can't do, and I can at least. Of course, there is no cure to diabetes, but there is treatment, and so good treatment to make me feel like I actually have a normal life. So I just need to focus on that, and I think that's the secret power. And I think that should be a secret power to everyone, actually, because having diabetes, it's not a monster, and it's okay. And we need to stop claiming about our stuff and see what's happening to the others as well.
What is your dream for the future of diabetes?
I think it's the cure. No, of course I'm not joking. Of course I want a cure, but I think I want it for future. It's other people, they don't have diabetes, to understand our disease, because I think there are always confusing about type 1 and type 2, and it's really okay. It's sometimes I just want to punch someone on their face, like, I don't have the diabetes that your grandma has. No, I don't have that. It's a little bit worse, because type 2, unfortunately, they have another treatments, and it's way easier to treat than ours. So I think, first of all, I think that I would do that, like literally explain the difference between type 1 and type 2. That's one of the things that I really wanted. But what I really wanted to, it's to other people understand what we have, but the people that have diabetes, to understand that diabetes it's not a monster, and if they just if they let them be helped by doctors, by their parents, by their friends, even if they let people in and help them, I think they will understand that diabetes can be actually fun. You can have conversations with some friends of yours, your parents. Like, I mean, I have my mom, of course, but even when with my grandparents, none of them has diabetes, and I always like to talk to them and to make see, I have I have like blood sugar really good and everything, explaining to them and talking to them like it's a normal thing. And I really want that as the future, is to people start to understand that diabetes is not a monster, and they just need to let people help them. Really, I think it's the most important thing. It's let others help you, because when we are surrounded with other people, I think stuff just getting better.
What message would you like to leave? What is your conclusion?
The message that I want to leave is to be surrounded with the right people, to let your doctors and your nurses help you, and even your friends try to let everyone in your disease, because if you don't let them in, they will not understand you. They will not understand your diabetes. Some friends of mine, they don't understand diabetes. Of course, I need to explain to them first of all, because if I don't explain to them, how can I expect they understand? They don't have any necessity of understand. I don't understand other diseases. I understand mine because I have it, and some other diseases I don't understand, and I wish someone that has it come to explain to me, because I like to learn, and I don't want to be stupid with that person because I'm saying something wrong. And I think that's a really good message, is to, if you want to be understood, you need to give opportunity to the others understand you as well. And I think that's really important in every way, but in diabetes as well. And I think people really needs people need to start to explain more diabetes. Don't be ashamed of your disease, because unfortunately there are more people with type 1 diabetes, and it's important to spread the word that we are like a community, that we can help each other, and that we can be friends at some point. I mean, we cannot be friends with everyone, but we can experience some situations that we can experience sometimes with our family, with our friends, with our boyfriends or girlfriends, because they don't have this disease. And so it's so good to try to enter in these worlds as well. So I think that's the message I want to leave.
Are you high? Are you low? Hang on there, you aren't alone. Here we come, here we go, the youth around the globe.
DYouth thanks you for receiving this episode of Diabetes Daily. We hope you like it. Thank you for your support. If you feel like sharing your own story, check out our show notes on how you can do so. Until next week, we wish you good blood sugar.